Hey everyone! Today we're diving into the essentials of drawing shoulder and back muscles. In this video, I'll document what I have learned in the hope that it will help you refine your own understanding of these muscles. So let's jump right in. Let's begin with the deltoid, the three-part muscle of the shoulder that plays a major role in moving your arm up and down. This muscle is divided into three distinct parts. The anterior head sits at the front and attaches to the clavicle, flowing upwards towards the trapezius. The middle head, which is the largest portion, attaches roughly in the center of the humerus and attaches to both the scapula and the clavicle. Finally, the posterior head at the back attaches firmly to the scapula. It's interesting to note that the deltoid is always visible from all angles and is on top of almost every other shoulder muscle, be it the biceps, pectoralis or triceps, all of which lie or attach underneath it. The deltoid is one of the muscles that defines the overall silhouette of the human the most. It can be simplified into a simple triangle shape with a rounded corner. Now we just need to apply this shape to the human body. I am marking all the important attachment points for the muscle here at the center of humerus and at the clavicle, roughly where the pectoralis ends. Then we can sketch the basic triangle shape. Round the corner. Then we add the anterior head. It begins right at the end of the clavicle and ends just short of the attachment of the middle head. Then we just need to draw a smooth curved line to connect these landmarks. It's important to also consider how the deltoid aligns with the trapezius and flows right into it. Repeat the same process on the other side. Drawing the base shape, round the corner, and then add the anterior head at the end of the clavicle, making sure the deltoid flows into the trapezius. On the back view, the deltoid muscle attaches roughly at the midpoint, where the trapezius muscle curves along the scapula, again ending at the middle of the humerus. Here. Then we just need to draw this base triangle shape. And add the curve through this corner. In this view, the posterior head becomes visible. It starts at the tip of a scapula and ends here right next to the middle head attachment. It descends alongside the middle head in a smooth curve. Now let's do the same for the other side. Sketching the base triangle. Smoothing out the corner. Removing this part here on top as it lies underneath the trapezius. And then adding the posterior head, starting here at the end of the clavicle, down next to the middle head attachment. For the 3/4 view, things get a bit more dynamic since we need to think in 3D. We start with a familiar triangle, but this time we angle it to create depth. Then we attach both the anterior and posterior heads as subtle ovals on the sides. I forgot to round the triangle here, so just imagine it had a rounded corner. We mark down the attachment points, here where the pecs end and the middle of the humerus, here. Then draw the 3D triangle. Or roughly like this. Add the ovals for the posterior and anterior head. And don't forget to round the corner. I adjust the attachment here at the top as it flows around the clavicle. And with a few more adjustments, it looks like a proper muscle. We do the same for the other side, but at this angle there's not that much visible, but we still have this little triangle, rounded, and yeah, having a shoulder muscle here. And that covers the basics of drawing a deltoid from the front, back and 3/4 view. Now let's shift our focus to the shoulder's back muscles. It's a group of smaller muscles that truly come to life either when someone is very muscular or exceptionally lean. The primary function is to help rotate the arm. It's a group of 3 muscles you will only see from the back, right here. The group is partly hidden by the trapezius and the deltoid. They attach directly to the scapula on one side, and once again to the humerus on the other side. The biggest muscle here is the infraspinatus, which covers roughly 2/3 of the scapula and reaches up to the upper part of the humeral head. It's mirrored on the other side, just like this. And now the right side is a little bit small, so I adjust the size here, so it's roughly symmetrical. Below it lies the teres major, starting right here where the infraspinatus ends and attaching beneath the humeral ball. It's essential to notice that the teres major wraps under the humerus and connects to the front of it. Let's do the same on the other side. Just like that. Between these two, the teres minor fills the gap by anchoring snugly right next to the infraspinatus. And that is all you need to know how to draw these back muscles of the shoulder. Next up is the Erector Spinae, a long, thin group of muscles running along your back, most visible in the lower back region. These muscles extend all the way from your hip bones right up to your neck, although a good portion of the muscle mass is hidden. Typically, you will only see 2 prominent tubes in the lower back that hint at the presence of this extensive muscular group. When drawing them, we mainly just need to focus on these two tubes. Beginning at the hip bone, we draw a curve upwards towards the region where the trapezius muscles integrate with the shoulder's back muscles. We do that for both sides. And with that, we have all the important parts of the Erector Spinae. Finally, let's talk about one of the most impactful muscles in the figure, the Latissimus Dorsi, or simply the lats. This large back muscle is primarily responsible for pulling movements and assists with the rotational motions. The lats not only cover the Erector Spinae, but also have an expansive attachment area along the lower back. It's a big muscle, which has a huge influence on the figure's silhouette. When drawing the lats, we can rely on three important landmarks: the attachment on the humerus under your arm, the upper middle spine right under the trapezius, and the tailbone at the lower back. We then draw a rounded triangle shape to form the base of the muscle. After that, we use the hip joints to help us placing these lines for this cutout. At the top here, we draw a horizontal line from the attachment under the arm to the other side. Here, the lats are clipping the teres major and covering it slightly. The muscle fibers of the lats run from the humerus attachment along the spine. One small yet critical detail is the little triangular area above the Erector Spinae. It has basically no real mass, it is just attachment tissue. Only the dark parts are important when drawing the lats, as it is the only part that can grow and get real muscle mass, and therefore defining the shape of the back. Here, through these gaps, you can spot the Erector Spinae. It's the only place where it's visible apart from the lower back. In the 3/4 view, only a small part of the lats is visible. For all other sides than the back, we just need to remember the path the muscle follows, from the arm's humerus down to the tailbone. In the front view, the lats can still be visible. But their prominence in the front and 3/4 view depends on how muscular the figure is. And that's a wrap for today's dive into the shoulder and back muscles. We have covered everything from the deltoid and shoulder back muscles to the Erector Spinae and the Latissimus Dorsi. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, leave your questions and comments below, and subscribe so you don't miss the next part. Thanks for watching and keep creating!